Hello and welcome to Tech with Heart. I am your host, Michelle Calloway. Tech with Heart is all about empowering entrepreneurs to embrace technology, systems, and strategies that will help them stay competitive in today's rapidly changing digital environment. And today's topic is embracing KPIs, understanding KPIs. What is a KPI? Well, KPIs can help your business grow and increase profitability. And with me today, we have a very special guest who knows a lot about this topic. His name is Andrew Frazier. He is an MBA, a CFA, and a CFO, and the founder of Small Business Pro University. And he is an expert small business coach, consultant, and trainer who has worked with over 1,000 small businesses, empowering them to maximize the value of their companies by helping them grow revenue, increase profitability, and obtain financing. So his book, Running Your Small Business Like a Pro, also helps people increase the likelihood and magnitude of their success in business. So I'm very excited about learning from Andrew Frazier today about KPI. So let me welcome to the Tech with Heart stage, Andrew.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Thanks for having me on the show today. I'm excited about hanging out with you, talking small business.
I love helping small business owners. I found that 90% of them say technology per se is like the top pain point, whether it be understanding what technology they need to be implementing or who to listen to and who to trust to like help them implement it in their business. So this KPI topic is, I'm sure, right? Like some people don't even know what KPI is. So why don't we start right there? Why don't you explain to us what are KPIs and why they are important, Andrew?
Okay, well, at the end of the day, KPIs are key performance indicators. So really, those are key things that you need to keep track of and stay on top of as a business owner, key measures of things that impact your business. One key thing is you cannot improve anything unless you measure it. So KPIs are a way to measure your performance so that you can see how you're doing, and also you gain the information you need to make better decisions to continue to grow and become more profitable.
Sounds easy. Okay, so all right, so let's just talk a little bit about like how do you develop a KPI? Like what are some of the first steps for small business owners who have not really been paying a whole lot of attention to the data that they've been generating, whether they know it or not, because there's data there to be found.
Okay, well, the first thing you have to do is overcome your fear. One thing I found is the greatest fear of many business owners is numbers and analysis. So you can't do KPIs without numbers. So you have to overcome your fear, but you can do the numbers with a calculator. You can add, subtract. It's nothing more than you can do. You just need to know what to do with them. The second is where you get the information from. And that's a big piece of where technology comes in, because there's so much going on within your business, but many business owners don't measure their progress, don't set goals, and being able to really capture the data within your business, whether it's through your CRM, customer relationship management system, whether it's through your ERP, enterprise reporting system, depending on the type of business you have. You may have a different technology system, and usually to do the KPIs, you're actually bringing information together from several different systems.
Okay, so that was a lot for those of that are not very tech savvy. So I'm going to ask you to kind of dissect that down a little bit. So you said a CRM and then an E something. Anyway, so I'm going to ask you to kind of slow down a little on those, because those are two big platforms that could potentially really help a small business get more organized with their, and we've been talking a little bit more recently about systems, like just capturing people's information and knowing who they are in your pipeline. Pipeline meaning like, where are they at with working with you in your business? Are they a potential customer? Are they an existing customer? Are they past customers? So can you explain a little bit more about what a CRM does and then go into that other one?
Okay. All right. Well, actually, let me start from the broad. Okay. So when you're doing KPIs, key things that you need to know about your business, you need to know your sales. So you need to have somewhere to figure out where your sales are coming from. You need to know, how your marketing and sales efforts are doing. So that's a big thing for your customer relationship management system, because that's where you manage your sales and relationships with your customers. You need to understand your efficiency depending on what type of business it is. I work with a lot of manufacturing businesses, so understanding your efficiency, how you're managing your profitability there. I've worked with companies and we were able to actually double their profitability on the same sales just by using KPIs, measuring their performance, and driving performance in key areas. And in manufacturing distribution type systems, they have a lot of times what's called an ERP, enterprise reporting system, where they really set up their orders and run their orders through the system. So you can sort of see the different steps where the orders are and where they go out, and you can measure it and get information around it. So you can set goals and key performance indicators around the key aspects that drive the success of their business.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. So now that we've kind of understood a little bit about kind of what those platforms are, let's just kind of keep it super small. A lot of our small businesses owners come to the Tech with Heart community because they want to start embracing technology, and they feel that, we kind of simplify things. So let's just say you're a small business coach like yourself. You do small business coaching. So let's just say you have perhaps online coaching or just, consultations that you provide for people. And then if you hire them, it's like a one-on-one coaching. What would be the process of organizing that in a CRM type software? I know I like to recommend HubSpot because it does give a lot of power to a small business owner for free. But if you have any others you'd like to recommend, it's okay to go ahead and recommend those. But just kind of maybe walk us through what those steps look like to ensure that we are capturing the data properly so that we can get those KPI reports to help us, know how we're doing with our business.
Okay. Definitely CRM is important. I use HubSpot as well. I've used ActiveCampaign, and there's a lot of other ones out there, but doesn't matter as much which one, but just that you have one and you use it. One of the key things that you can do in a CRM is, one, you have your funnel. So you can say, where are people in the funnel? So who's, just entering the funnel, who's actually purchased from you before, who's on the verge of purchasing, and also measuring, what type of product or service you think they're going to purchase or you're going to market to them. And you can see the numbers, how many people are in each category, how far along are people, what is your close rate, all those things you can do through a CRM, and maintaining the relationships. A lot of times they say that it takes 7 to 12 touches before someone buys from you, but you can verify that with a CRM. You can see, how many times did I reach out to someone before they purchased from me. So, having that information helps you be able to market and sell better through the CRM. I would say one other thing that I found as a coach and consultant is your calendar is so important. Measuring how many hours a week are you coaching, how many hours a month are you coaching, what are your goals on those, and having a calendar program and a calendar setup program like a Calendarly. I use Acuity. There's a lot of other ones out there as well.
Agreed. We've been talking a lot about a calendar being a very simple system to incorporate into your business as a small business owner, to like block out your time, of course, to protect your time so that you're not running willy-nilly at everybody's whim, but then also to keep track of, like you were saying, how much time you're spending on this or that. And that's a super easy. I mean, there's free calendars, there's paid for systems, and it's great to have that. I do know that when you are in your CRM, for instance, and you can set some of this stuff up automatically to be automated, I guess. So let's just say you have a landing page on your website where you're encouraging people to opt in for a free consultation or perhaps even just opt in for an online course, right? So you should have those back end connectors to your CRM, so that data is being collected by your CRM, so that when you go to that particular customer's profile in your CRM, you see the systems in place that they've already clicked on or whatnot. I know social media has a lot of back-end KPIs. Email marketing platforms have a lot of KPIs, metrics. It's all analytics, right? Essentially, you can take your analytics and kind of look at all of that and create KPIs. So can you talk to us a little bit more about now that you've got some systems in place to capture that data, how do you manage KPIs, and what exactly are the things that you're looking for?
Okay, well, generally what I do is, these are things that you should be looking at like every week, some of them maybe every month, but usually I like to concentrate on every week. It's important to know, well, what did you sell last week in terms of orders? What were your revenues last week? What is your accounts receivable? Because, a lot of times when you're coaching consultant, you don't get paid immediately. So, you have to know how much money's out there on the books. What are your expenses? And, depending on, what your business is, like you can incorporate sales and leads pieces. You can incorporate social media. You may have goals in terms of how much activity you have or how many interactions you have. So it really coincides with your plan. It sets up your goals and you measure, okay, based on my goals, what I want to achieve, and then break your goals down on a weekly or monthly basis and see how you're doing against them. Because, what gets measured many times gets done, and, gives you a purview. You have your business plan. You're saying, with this plan, if I do this, this is what's going to happen. So if you break it down into pieces, every week I have to sell this much. I have to make this many calls. All those things make it a lot easier to actually achieve your goals at the end of the year, as opposed to waiting till the end of the year to see if you achieve your goal. You already know, or you need to make some changes so that you can achieve them.
Being able to do business online is crucial for survival, especially during times of social distancing. So how do you survive and thrive in the sea of digital noise? It's a lot like fishing. You need to know who your perfect customer is so that you could use the right kind of lure to attract them. We help you catch your perfect customer and retain them for future sales through highly converting websites, influencer mobile apps, getting you featured in the news and on TV. Hi, my name is Jerry Bowden, U.S. Army veteran and president of Revelio Software Solutions. Our goal is to help you rise above the competition, be seen as an expert authority in your industry, and embrace technology to stay competitive for long-term success. It's more affordable than you may think. So reach out to us at revelio.com, and together we will make your business come alive.
Yeah, well said. Well said. It's so important to have a plan, but then if you don't have a strategy to get that plan, implemented, then no goals will be reached in that regard. So it's definitely good to kind of have a better understanding of what you want to accomplish. And I know there are some coaches who just have you go through brainstorming sessions, like what's your dream, and visualize that dream. And in order to get to that dream, you have to do so many things leading up to that to make that happen for yourself or for your small business. And I know that not everybody's super driven to do this part of the business. And I think that that's part of why so many small businesses are not successful. So can you maybe share a few big things that you see happening again and again and again by small business owners, things that they could easily fix by just implementing a certain system or monitoring their KPIs a little bit better? Just share some stories maybe.
Okay, well, one of the biggest things is, like I mentioned, the fear of numbers. So most small businesses, their bookkeeping isn't very accurate or up to date. So, having a bookkeeping system and actually understanding the information in it, even if they have bookkeepers, a lot of times they never even look at the information until the end of the year. So you need to not just have the information, but you need to look at it and understand it. So one of the key things is, a lot of the times, I'll work with clients, for example, the restaurant I worked with, I came in and asked the owner, okay, well, what are your sales last year? I don't know. What are your sales last month? Not sure, but you can ask my accountant. What were your sales last week? Not sure, maybe I can go in the CRM. These are things as a business owner you need to know, or at least have a good feel for, because you need to know whether your business is doing well at a certain time or not. So I think number one, understanding and being aware of your numbers and your performance is key. Another big thing is a lot of businesses have cash flow issues. And, coming in, it's important to be able to, understand, have KPIs looking at your numbers so you can see where is your cash flowing to. You can be proactive because you can know what's going to happen before it happens, because you can see it in the numbers and you can see it in the trends. So, really the KPIs, what they do is allow you to work on your business instead of in it, to be proactive so that you can make better decisions, that you can focus on the most important things to move your business forward, to be more profitable and make more money, because that's really what it's all about.
That's true, because if you're not paying attention, you could go down very, very fast. And because usually, like he was saying, there's an indicator. That's why the word KPI, it's an indicator of what you might want to do more of or less of, based upon results so far, right? Modify. So business plans are not set in stone. That's why I love it. You just be agile in being able to be flexible. And we saw that a lot through COVID, right? We saw the need to be agile. So as a small business owner, there's actually a tremendous benefit of being small in your organization and structure, because you're able to pivot quicker with what you see now. What used to work is all of a sudden no longer working. You got to go and you got to do something different quick. And so you actually are able to be a lot more effective in getting your teams on board with changing a little or shifting a little bit into another lane that you now see opening because of the situation. So risk assessment is also involved in with every small business. You have to take your business seriously if you want it to grow, and you need to be well aware. Even if you have an accountant, you need to be aware, like you were saying, just touch base with your accountant. Ask your accountant to give you a weekly report of how your sales are doing, so that you don't have to go into your CRM to identify it. Just ask for a weekly report from your accountant. They'll help you out. I mean, there's so many things you can do here, and I'm really glad we're having this conversation. Is there any other stories you'd like to share before we move into how maybe somebody can go out and reach out to you to help them figure out how to get more KPIs or figure out how to structure their business properly?
Okay. Well, I think that, one other story that's key is really working on, seeing the trends and understanding, if you're a coach in consulting, you're one of the coaches that I had worked with for a period of time, she was having a lot of challenges getting clients. And, you could see through, what she was doing that, she was tremendous, but wasn't getting the business and the opportunities that she wanted. And, one thing we talked about is, how can you market more effectively or get more business? And the key way that she was able to do it was actually partnering with another firm and doing coaching and consulting through another firm to really get opportunities, build relationships. And a year later, she was able to break off on her own, and she's doing tremendous. So sometimes, looking at what's happening, and you can be creative and flexible and proactive and just find another route to, achieve the goals that you really want to have. There's not just one way to skin a cat, as they say.
That is so true. Man, especially now that so much more technology is becoming available to small business owners that used to be only available to the elite, millionaires because technology can be expensive to create and develop. Well, now it's getting more and more democratized, which is so great. It opens up so many doors. So that's why we encourage you to keep checking us out on the Tech with Heart Network. But join our community. We're constantly trying to help you understand what's out there, and then learn how you too can start embracing these systems and technologies to help your business be more efficient. And efficiency drives more productivity, and productivity drives more sales. So Andrew, how can people reach out to you, like if they would like to have a consultation, or just have you do a little mind mapping of helping them get their business structures or systems set up so that they are going to maximize their value?
Definitely easy to contact and connect with me through LinkedIn, Andrew Frazier, CFA, through my website, www.sbpro.com. And then my email is andrew@mysbpro.com. So, easy to catch up with me. Love to talk to people about small business, which is my passion. And, I know it's not easy, but that's one of the reasons why I, created the university and have written books to really give insights and knowledge that can help entrepreneurs and business owners like you be more successful.
And I love that, because we need more heart-centered mind, just big-minded, big visionary, like people who are crushing it in business and want to help others crush it as well. It doesn't have to be that hard. You just need the right guidance, right? So anyway, Andrew, do you have any favorite stories about successes that you've helped a small business owner achieve, other than the story you just shared? One more story. Love stories. And then we'll lead into how you want to leave what impression phrase you want to leave on people's minds through this interview today.
Okay. Well, definitely, one really key client I worked with, they brought me in because they were having cash flow issues. And, one of the challenges, they were growing. And many people think that by growing and being more profitable, that you're going to have more cash, but it's actually the opposite. To grow your business, if your business is growing, usually you have more cash going in than coming out. So a lot of times, if you don't know that, if you're not prepared for that, a lot of times as a business owner, you end up having to put more and more of your own money in. So, one, helping them to understand that that was what was going on, because they didn't quite understand that. And then also we use KPIs and through the accounting system, through their operational system, to really measure their cash flow on a weekly basis, looking real deep at, who should we pay this week? How much money does it look like we're getting in this week? Because, when you get into cash flow trouble, you got to be really careful, because you can go out of business very easily. So, we were able to really get them on track, develop a plan so that they could get financing, and actually help them get the financing to get out of the jam. So, but all that takes is planning, measurement, performance, and then just knowing what to do and knowing when to outreach to other resources.
And you provide a tremendous amount of resources on your university. Can you give us the URL for your university again, please? www.sbpro.com. And focus on helping you learn, profit, and grow. Because at the end of the day, the more that you know, the faster your business will grow. I love it. Thank you so much, Andrew. So if you are listening to this program and you really want to get a handle and get some structure in your business so that you're no longer just willy-nillying it, you're really organized and you're set for success, please reach out to Andrew. And then also, if you would like to join the Tech with Heart Network so that you can grow alongside other heart-centered but yet innovative, forward-thinking entrepreneurs so that you can start embracing technology more in your business, I encourage you, go to techwithheartnetwork.com and join our community, join Andrew's community. Just surround yourself with people that are in the same state of mind as yourself, where you're trying to grow. You want to hang out with good quality leaders. you can also reach out to us if you are an expert in your industry and you believe that you have valuable insights to share with our entrepreneurial audience and you would like to be a guest on the Tech with Heart show. We would love to hear from you. Just go to techwithheartnetwork.com and reach out to us through our contact form. We'd love to have you on our show as long as you're heart-centered but innovative in how you are crushing business in today's digital environment. So thank you so much for tuning in. Here's to your success.
Embracing technology is a must. How you use it creates impact. Tech with Heart Foundation offers education and support, allowing entrepreneurs, small business owners, and students to become competitive in ever-changing tech environments. Our nonprofit provides expert business insights, live events and masterminds, apprenticeships for minority and underserved students, and mentoring and leadership training. We need donors, sponsors, and partners. Learn more at techwithheartfoundation.org.